Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm so glad you stopped by today. I'd like to sit with you, like two old friends chatting over tea, and talk about something that might seem small, but is actually incredibly important. The dietary mistakes we often make that quietly harm our brain health after the age of 60. Have you ever felt your mind slowing down, forgetting things that just happened, or feeling tired even though you haven't done anything strenuous? Many people think that's just part of getting older, but often it's the little things we do every day, especially at meal times, that slowly weaken our brain without us realizing it. Today, I want to walk with you, slowly and gently, to look at the common nutrition mistakes many people over 60 are making. We won't just talk about theory. I'll share real stories and relatable examples, so you can easily picture them and apply simple changes to your daily life. Before diving deeper, let me tell you the story of Mr. Locke, a cheerful, chatty man in his early 70s who lives in the suburbs. He used to be quick-witted and loved lively conversations. But recently, he started to complain that his memory wasn't what it used to be. He'd often forget what his children said, and sometimes needed to ask the same question 2 or 3 times, which made him feel embarrassed and insecure. His family took him to the doctor, but all his test results came back normal. One day, he confided in me, "Do you think it's just old age making my mind slow down?" I didn't answer right away. Instead, I asked him about his daily diet. He told me, "In the morning, I have noodles or pho. Lunch is rice with braised fish and boiled vegetables. And dinner is usually some porridge. I've cut down on oily foods, but I do love sweets. I often nibble on cakes and candy just for fun." At that moment, I immediately understood the first issue: consuming too much refined sugar. That's the first mistake I'd like to share with you. After 60, eating too much refined sugar is one of the leading causes of cognitive decline. Sugar spikes your blood glucose levels, and each sudden spike can cause tiny injuries to brain cells. Over time, these small damages accumulate and impact memory and focus. Many people have a habit of eating sweet snacks, candy, drinking sugary tea, or condensed milk coffee, thinking it helps them stay alert or simply to enjoy something sweet. But in reality, this overloads the brain. Instead of providing lasting energy, it causes a quick boost followed by a crash, leaving you feeling sluggish, unfocused, and fatigued. One older lady I know once told me, "I used to snack on candy whenever I felt bored, but afterward, I'd feel foggy and slow." Once I stopped that habit, I felt so much more alert. If you currently indulge in too many sweet treats, try replacing them with fresh fruit or a handful of nuts. These provide healthy energy and are good for both your heart and brain. The second mistake I see many people making is consuming too much salt. Someone once told me, "I've eaten salty food all my life. Bland food feels tasteless." But here's the truth. Too much salt not only strains your heart and blood pressure, but also harms your brain. Large studies have shown that seniors who consume excessive salt are at a significantly higher risk of cognitive decline compared to those who follow a low-sodium diet. Salt causes blood vessels to constrict, reducing the flow of oxygen and nutrients to the brain. Without adequate nourishment, the brain struggles, leading to forgetfulness, poor concentration, and, over time, increasing the risk of stroke. I remember visiting an elderly lady's home once. Her meals were already flavorful, yet she always kept a salt dish on the table to add more. I gently shared with her the risks of this habit. At first, she laughed it off. "I'm old now, why worry?" But a few months later, after she gradually cut down on salt, she called me and said, "You know, ever since I started eating less salt, my mind feels clearer, I have more energy, and I even sleep better." Changing salty eating habits isn't something that happens overnight, but you can start gradually. Reduce salt little by little, add more fresh vegetables, and use natural seasonings like lemon, garlic, and pepper to keep your dishes flavorful without relying on salt. I truly believe that when you start paying attention to what you put into your body every day, you'll feel a clear difference in your memory, focus, and overall well-being. After the age of 60, our bodies are like well-used machines. They need careful maintenance, and they cannot be overloaded with harmful substances. In the next part, I'll continue to help you explore the remaining common mistakes and how to correct them so that your brain stays strong, your mind stays joyful, and your daily life becomes more vibrant and meaningful. Continuing our conversation, I'd like to share with you another common nutrition mistake that many people over the age of 60 make without even realizing it. That mistake is avoiding healthy fats while at the same time consuming too many processed foods. There's something I often hear when I talk to older adults. When I mention fat, most of them shake their heads and say, "Oh, I avoid fat. I'm afraid of cholesterol." This fear is understandable, but it only applies to unhealthy fats. The saturated fats found in deep-fried foods, fast food, and overly greasy processed meals. But what many people don't realize is that after the age of 60, our bodies, and especially our brains, still need good fats to function well and maintain memory and clarity. Think of your brain cells as bricks in a strong house. Between those bricks is mortar. That's the healthy fat. If the mortar is weak or missing, the structure becomes fragile. In your brain, that mortar comes from healthy unsaturated fats, omega-3s and omega-6s, found in olive oil, avocados, salmon, walnuts, chia seeds, and flax seeds. I once spoke with a woman named Mrs. Lon, who was 66 years old. She told me that recently her mind had become sluggish. She struggled to recall names and small daily tasks. When I asked about her eating habits, she said, "I eat very light, mostly boiled vegetables and brown rice, no oil or fat, because I'm afraid of high cholesterol." I suggested she start adding olive oil to her meals, eat oily fish like salmon or mackerel once in a while, and include avocado and nuts. After just 2 months, she sent me a message. "I feel so much sharper, more cheerful, and my memory has improved." As you can see, lacking healthy fats is a serious mistake. We don't need to be so restrictive that we deprive our brains of essential nutrients. Remember, good fats are companions to a healthy memory and a clear mind. At the same time, there's another common mistake: eating too many processed foods like canned goods, sausages, instant noodles, and packaged snacks. These products are full of preservatives, artificial colors, chemicals, and trans fats, one of the most harmful substances to the brain. When we regularly consume processed foods, they damage nerve cells, disrupt the nervous system, and weaken memory over time. They also promote inflammation in the body, raising the risk of Alzheimer's disease and other age-related cognitive problems. I once visited the home of an elderly man and noticed his pantry was full of instant noodles, sausages, and processed foods, all for convenience. I gently said, "These are quick and easy, but in the long run, they can harm your mind." He smiled and said, "I know, but it's just so convenient." A few months later, he admitted that he'd been feeling foggy and forgetful. He decided to make a change, replacing instant noodles with homemade vegetable soup and swapping sausages for boiled eggs and slow-cooked meat. Soon after, he told me, "My mind feels clearer and even my appetite is better." The truth is, the older we get, the more sensitive our bodies become to chemicals and additives. Instead of relying on quick processed foods, take a little time to prepare simple, fresh meals. This not only nourishes your body and brain, but is also an act of self-love and care. And there's one more thing I want to emphasize. Staying hydrated is part of brain-healthy nutrition. But many people make the mistake of drinking sugary sodas or artificially flavored drinks instead of water or mild herbal teas. These sugary beverages are packed with chemicals that harm brain cells, causing fatigue, poor concentration, and increasing the risk of cognitive decline. If you're used to drinking soda, try gradually replacing it with water, lightly brewed tea, or fresh fruit-infused water, without added sugar. At first, it may feel bland, but within weeks, your body and mind will thank you. You'll feel more alert, lighter in mood, and stronger physically. There are so many little details in our diet that we often overlook. Yet they're the root cause of major problems with memory and mental sharpness. When you start paying closer attention to what you eat, making smarter choices, and nourishing your brain with healthy foods, you'll notice positive changes not just in memory, but also in your daily energy and mood. In the next part, I'll share the remaining mistakes and practical tips on how to care for your brain and mental health each day. Continuing on this journey together, I'd like to go deeper into the third and fourth common nutrition mistakes. Two habits that may seem small, but have a huge impact on brain health after the age of 60. I truly believe that if you start making changes from today, you'll notice a remarkable difference in just a few weeks. The third mistake many seniors make is not eating enough fresh vegetables and fruits. Have you noticed that when we're younger, we're always told to eat plenty of greens and fruits? Yet as we grow older, meals often become simpler. A bowl of rice, braised meat, maybe a light soup, and a few cucumber slices or some boiled greens. Many people think the simpler, the easier to digest. But in reality, this simplicity can lead to the brain lacking essential nutrients, especially antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals that protect nerve cells from aging. I once met Mr. Min, a 70-year-old gentleman who was very particular about his diet, but he had the habit of eating very little vegetables, assuming that a small bowl of soup was enough. He told me, "Lately I feel tired, my mind wanders, and my sleep is restless." I suggested he start adding more dark leafy greens like spinach, kale, and broccoli, and to include more fresh fruits in his daily diet. He followed the advice, beginning his mornings with fruit and vegetable smoothie and adding salads and steamed greens to his lunch and dinner. 2 months later, he called me, excitement in his voice. "I feel so much healthier, I sleep better, and my memory is sharper." Vegetables and fruits not only support good digestion, but also provide powerful antioxidants like vitamin C, vitamin E, beta-carotene, and flavonoids. These compounds fight free radicals, the culprits behind nerve cell damage and early brain aging. By eating plenty of fresh produce daily, you are essentially protecting and renewing your brain cells, helping you maintain good memory and focus. Another benefit of fruits and vegetables is their rich fiber content, which helps regulate blood sugar levels. Stable blood sugar keeps the brain from feeling tired or stressed and allows you to stay focused and clear-headed throughout the day. The fourth mistake many seniors don't realize is skipping breakfast or having a rushed, inadequate breakfast. This is a dangerous habit for brain health, especially after 60. After a night's sleep, 7 to 8 hours without nourishment, your body and brain need fuel. Skipping breakfast forces the brain to work on empty reserves, causing fatigue, slow thinking, and difficulty concentrating for the entire day. I remember Mr. Hung, 68 years old, who used to have only a cup of coffee in the morning before going for a walk. He thought skipping breakfast would help him stay fit, but he frequently complained of feeling mentally drained and irritable by midday. I advised him to start his mornings with something light yet nutritious, like oatmeal cooked with almond milk and topped with fruit, or a slice of whole grain bread with peanut butter and banana. After a month of following this routine, he happily shared, "I feel clear-headed all day, more energetic around the house, and my mood is much brighter." Breakfast is the most important meal of the day, especially for seniors. A balanced breakfast provides glucose, the brain's primary fuel, helping you start the day with clarity and focus. Don't skip breakfast out of habit or worry over weight. Instead, see it as an opportunity to care for yourself, nourish your brain, and set a positive tone for the day. A helpful tip is to prepare simple breakfast items the night before. For instance, soak oats overnight with nut milk and store them in the fridge. In the morning, just add fresh fruit and you have a perfect meal. Or boil eggs in advance and pair them with whole grain bread and a warm glass of water for a quick, balanced breakfast. Everything I've shared with you today is not meant to overwhelm, but to remind you that small changes in daily eating habits can keep your brain sharp, your mind joyful, and your days more meaningful. If what I've shared has been helpful, please like this video and subscribe to the channel so we can continue walking this path together. I'll be here, always ready to share practical advice and listen to your stories, so each passing day feels brighter, healthier, and full of energy. Take care of your body, nurture your mind, and love yourself, because growing older isn't the end of the road. It's the start of a new journey with countless opportunities to learn, discover, and enjoy life to the fullest.